Hello and welcome to Digital Minds, a podcast exploring the intersection of technology and mental health. I'm your host, Bishir Al-Homsi, a master's student in digital humanities at Hamad bin Khalifa University in Qatar. In today's episode, we delve into the realm of cyberpsychology, a field that examines how our digital lives impact our mental well-being. To guide us through this discussion, we are honored to have Dr. Mobayed, a distinguished consultant psychiatrist with over 4 decades of experience. Dr. Mobayed has practiced in Ireland, the UK, and Qatar, and his extensive work encompasses trauma, emotional intelligence, and child mental health. Welcome, Dr. Mamoun. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Bashir, for having me.
All right, so let's dive deep into it. Could you please explain what cyberpsychology is and why it's particularly relevant in today's digitally connected world?
Thank you. It's a very interesting question. Cyberpsychology is the psychological study of how digital technology, especially internet, social media, and virtual environments, affects our behavior, emotions, cognition, and social interactions. Because of that, Bashir, it is relevant today to our life, because I don't think we can separate our digital lives from our real life. They are so deeply intertwined together. For example, so many things in our life are shaped by digital environment. For example, identity formation, relationships, mental health, even how we perceive reality. That's why understanding these effects is crucial for developing a healthier way to interact with the digital sphere, if you like, particularly in the field of mental health care, education. Take, for example, the things particularly we learned during the COVID-19, how important is education and digital life, and even policy making. All these factors are shaped by the digital environment.
Thank you, Dr. Mamoun. There is an ongoing debate in psychological community about the concept of internet addiction. Some argue that excessive internet use parallels other behavioral addictions, like work or exercise. From your perspective as a psychiatrist, is the internet inherently addictive? And why hasn't it been officially classified as an addiction in diagnostic manuals like the DSM-5 or by organizations such as the APA?
Very, very interesting question. The internet itself is not inherently addictive. It's a tool, like any other tools. But certain features of the online platforms are designed and made to be addictive. For example, you would have reward system. If you are using the digital platforms, there would be reward system which will encourage you to get in further. And there are variables reinforcements, like notifying you that you are doing very well, etc., or likes. And the algorithms which affect our psychological vulnerability, if you like, so that we get more and more involved. So while the term internet addiction is still debated, as you have mentioned, we still see compulsive and maladaptive patterns of using the internet, especially online gaming, pornography, and social media. You are absolutely right. DSM-5, even the revised version of DSM-5, did not classify internet addiction per se. Although some countries really put pressure to classify it, particularly China and Korea, because I think they are suffering more and more of what look like internet addiction. And maybe there are two things I would like to mention here. The first one is that unlike substance addiction, the internet or social media is not just one substance. It is so diverse, and it is context specific. The second point is that some pathological use of the digital world might be symptoms of underlying issues, particularly depression, ADHD, and social anxiety. So we need to. But what if you read DSM-5, they will say that further research is required. But I have no doubt it will get in DSM at some stage.
Thank you, Dr. Mamoun. That is indeed very insightful. We now move to the last question, which is sort of related to the second. We are witnessing a generation that has grown up entirely within the digital age. As parents and caregivers, how can we ensure that we're not overprotecting and projecting our anxieties onto these children? Anxieties that can be justified or otherwise. What strategies would you recommend to help them develop a healthy relationship with the digital world?
Again, very interesting question. Umar ibn al-Khattab, he said, ربوا أبناءكم لزمان غير زمانكم. Bring up or parent your children for a time different from your time. Definitely, Bashir, we need to shift from the model of restriction to the model of guidance and good modeling. Just restriction does not get us far. And I've dealt with so many families, they do over-parenting, or if you like, by restriction. It doesn't work. Sooner or later, they fail. Yes, it is tempting to over-parent, particularly with this digital domain, the unknown, if you like. I usually bring an example. Parents, when they have little children like yourself, they do their best to choose a good school for their children. But what about the internet, which will get them everywhere? Should not we be a bit careful how our children interact with this internet and social media? And that's why helping children build a healthy relationship, as you have put it, with technology, require a few things. I will just mention 4 things. The first one, we need to set developmentally appropriate boundaries, not a blanket bans on everything. A particular family, they might have children at different age. What suit one age might not suit a different age. So this is the first one, boundaries. The second one, encouraging encouraging offline experiences and activities, sports, cultural activities, things which foster attention, emotional regulation, and social skills. And there are so many. I have so many parents who complain that their children spend a long time on the internet and games and whatever. But if you look further, you see that these parents, they do not offer alternative. So I usually say, what do you want from your kids? Just to sit looking at the ceiling and the wall, or be active? By the way, a good surgeons these days and a good pilots are those who used to play PlayStation 15, 20 years ago. And by the way, I need to say this as a psychiatrist. The idea that internet games and likewise damage the brain is not accurate. But on the contrary, it helps the brain to develop and to pay attention and go faster. But what we complain as parents is the amount of time spent. By the way, there are people attribute autism and ADHD to computer games. It's a false science. ADHD and autism, they are developmental neurological disorders, if you like. They are not caused by internet games. So these two. Number three, we need to have an open discussion with our children about online risks. For example, cyber bullying, privacy, and sharing information or misinformation. So opening a discussion with them will shield them from possible harm. And number four, of course, modeling. Modeling mindful tech use ourselves. Our children learn from what we do more than what we tell them. So I would like to conclude 2 points. The first one, we should not demonize the internet, but rather teach our children how to navigate it with curiosity, skepticism, and self-awareness. Look, for example, just like how we teach children how to cross street safely, not by avoiding roads, but by learning how to look both ways, checking so that they are safe.
Thank you, Dr. Mamoun. I think this was very insightful and relevant to all age groups, particularly in our generation and those of future ones. With that, we reach to the end of our podcast. And to our listeners, we hope this discussion has shed light on the complexities of cyberpsychology and its significance in our daily lives. Stay tuned for more episodes where we continue to explore the dynamic relationship between technology and mental well-being. Until next time, take care and stay connected mindfully.